In looking at the rhythm patterns that we'll play for 10,000 Reasons, we want to start simple and then build upon the idea a little bit of what our hands can do to provide some of the momentum and energy that carries along this song. It sounds very simple at first to play this quarter note pattern that exists in most of the song structure, and we're just kind of pulsing on the beats as we play through the chord progressions. But on top of that, we can add a little more of a complicated underlying rhythm and feel that gets actually to 16th notes that we'll count here in a minute and show you very carefully so that you can practice it on your own and get the idea down and start playing along with the song. So in that chorus, and I'm going to count at eighth notes, but recognize we're playing quarter note patterns in our right hand. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and that right there is the essence of most of the song. And that will really just carry and keep the time that allows people to feel comfortable singing along with as you go through it. What we want to add on top of this now is a little more syncopation, which is an offbeat feel that happens in beats 2 and 4. And so what we're doing is that quarter note pulse of 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4E and a... So you hear now at the back end of the beats, there's a little more movement and some added notes, but what am I using to do that? What I am pulling from is simply the chords themselves. I'm breaking them apart when I add these little 2E and a kind of feels. So 1 and 2E and a feel of movement, and I'm using the notes here of the chords. So that would be kind of slowed down to sound like 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3. So I'm using just a couple da-da, you know, like for this A, I'm breaking apart and just playing 2 of the notes and then go to the next chord. So you can not get too complicated or fancy. You can just, you know, roll back over the notes you just kind of held all together and bring out a great sound by following those notes. One thing that you can do also that adds a little more variety to it is use, and I'll especially do this when I play the B minor, okay, is the way my fingers are in these specific voicings to play the G here, the D, the E, and especially in the verses when you come to the B minor, is instead of playing over the B minor notes again, you can do a little kind of walk just with your 4th finger on this C sharp, going from the C sharp to the D. And this is the 7th note up the D scale is what it is, and you bring it back to the sound of a D. So in a B minor, 2, 3, 4, right there. And it sounds like you're kind of punching a lot of the same notes again, but even that little da-da-da breaks up the sound, and you can use that note a lot of times as kind of this little passing thing that adds a little variety to it. So this gives you a few options now other than just playing block chords the whole time in the rhythm patterns of the song. And so experiment with these a little bit. It might take a little bit of practice. Go ahead and stop the videos if you need and go work on taking those chords that normally your hand shapes go to and beginning to break them apart a little bit. You can do that in a variety of ways, the top 2 notes down to the single bottom note, vice versa. Explore some options to it. It gives you a lot of tools to be able to play the rhythm patterns for 10,000 Reasons.